Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Mind Hacking Happiness Podcast. We're presenting day 5 of our 45-day Mind Mastery 101 course, which is going to be free here for a while. It might get pulled down here, so if you want forever access, grandfathered into you at $0, go to mindhackinghappiness.com and sign up for the free 45-day Mind Mastery 101. It's usually $1,000, but we're giving it away now thanks to being locked in and the other things happening with the economy, etc. So, it's going to help you manage the internal conditions of your mind so you don't have to set your external conditions or let the world's external conditions ruin your day. Don't forget that if you get 5 people to mention your name on the forum, that you are entered into a $100 Amazon gift card drawing. And for every 5 people who mention your name as saying, hey, this person sent me, you get another shot. You get another pull for the Amazon gift card. So take advantage of that because nobody has qualified for it yet, although I believe some people are starting to accumulate some clout. We'll see. But there's a button on the top of the page for the online course itself that you click, say, this person sent me, and you put it in the forums, and then we'll have a drawing. Here's your opportunity to do some good in the world, help people understand how their human mind works so they can take control of it better, and also win a little bit of money. Maybe find yourself a gift on Amazon or a gift for somebody else. Who knows? Let us know what your plans are if you win the money in the comments. Hope things are well. Here's day 5. Hey, welcome to day 5 of the 45-day course, Mind Mastery 101 from Mind Hacking Happiness. I am your instructor, Sean Webb. My 5th day is a Friday. I don't know about you. I don't know whether you started on Monday or not, but I'm on Casual Friday wearing my Cubs gear. Go Cubs. Sorry if this isn't your Friday, but it's my Friday, so there you go. Okay, so if you liked yesterday's lesson being shorter, this one on Friday is going to be even shorter with a couple of days of break for you to experience a couple of days worth of homework. It's not real heavy lifting. It's like 10 minutes a day type of thing, so don't worry about that. But what we're going to do, because the concepts that we covered this week are so important, we're going to do a quick review today over what those concepts were so that we can kind of chew on them over the quote-unquote weekend as we move forward, okay? So on Monday or Tuesday, earlier this week, we talked about our 2 fundamental truths that we need to keep in mind that this course is built upon. And the fundamental truth number 1 is that you can't control anything without seeing or sensing it. And we applied that to our mind in that we can't control our mind without being able to see how it works and sense how it works and understand how it does what it does, because we need to be able to understand the control mechanisms and the things that it uses so that we understand what things that we need to adjust to be able to get the right outputs from our mind and take control of our mind. Fundamental truth number 2 was that you can't understand anything without experiencing it. And that's true from 2 + 2 = 4. You have to experience it by seeing it in your mind and seeing it happen before you get the concept. And that's also true with our homework. It's true with our meditation homework. You can't understand meditation and the benefits of it without experiencing it. You can't understand the benefits of journaling or the effects that it creates without experiencing it, right? So that's why the homework is so important, because it creates the different patterns in our mind, which then become familiar to us, which we can then take control of more easily as we move into the future. And that's why it's important that we're doing our homework every day, because that's really where the learning comes in. That's really where the true understanding comes in, is through experiencing the homework that we're given and experiencing those alternate brain wave patterns, those alternate mind exercises that we're putting into play, okay? We talked about our multiple levels of consciousness earlier this week, about you being in your waking awareness, which is where you are right now. And that's your you, that's your executive decision-making you. It's the you and through which you are hearing my voice and seeing this presentation and experiencing all the things that are around you in the room and in the world, and it includes your thoughts and it includes your emotion. That's your waking awareness of the things that you notice. And then we also discussed how we all have levels of consciousness that go below our waking awareness. We have multiple levels of subconsciousness. We have a lot of levels of consciousness that work for us, in that we can pass intentions down to them of, hey, where did I leave my car keys? And have those levels of consciousness remind us and give us a visual of where we last saw our car keys, which was on the kitchen counter or wherever it was, right? There's a lot of levels of consciousness that work for us, and a lot of those levels of consciousness work for us spontaneously, because this is a lot of where our ideas come from, where our inspiration comes from, where our creativity comes from, where our imagination comes from, is our lower levels of consciousness. Those things are handed up to us from below, after which we can make decisions about what are good ideas or bad ideas, or what's good creativity or bad creativity based on our waking awareness's opinion of those things. But it's also important for us to be able to get into contact and get into a better flow and a better efficacy with those multiple levels of subconscious, but from our waking awareness down through our multiple levels of subconscious, because it's not like they're one and the same. There is a line of demarcation and delineation when we don't gain access to those things unless we use some really cool tricks, such as meditation, such as journaling, such as different exercises we're going to learn moving forward that help us get in better communication with our levels of subconscious and get them working better for us and alleviating their issues, because those levels of subconscious have needs and goals and yearnings just like we have on our level of consciousness, right? So learning how to get in contact and use those multiple levels of consciousness is something we're going to be doing moving forward. And we also learned that there is a level of consciousness above our waking awareness, and we discussed how that is called meta-awareness. Meta meaning level above, and so awareness, meta-awareness is an awareness that is a level above our regular awareness. And again, we discussed how meta-awareness is simply the ability to take our awareness a half step up and turn around and look back at what our mind is doing. It's the space in the mind where the mind looks back on what the mind itself is doing. It's an awareness of our awareness. It's an awareness of what our mind is doing. It's a control room of our mind. It's the place where we can take a look at what our mind is doing and change what our mind is doing if we wish to. It's that place where we realize that we're daydreaming and we think, oh, I got to get back to work. I got to stop this daydreaming and get back to work. Or it's that place where we're meditating and we say, oh my goodness, I've gotten off track on a train of thought that I forgot I was meditating, and I need to get back to focusing on my breath or focusing on my walking meditation or whatever it is that you're engaging in. That's the space of meta-awareness, and it's not a tough space to get into, but it's one that you need to know exists so that you can enter it more frequently at will, so that you can use it as a control room of your mind. We discussed meditation and how meditation is exactly an exercise of meta-awareness, because it is the exercise of taking your awareness, putting it on something, and allowing your awareness to become what is going on in your mind, to watch your mind, to watch it try to distract you, to watch yourself put your attention back on your breath or the meditation or whatever's going on. And that's a natural process of your levels of subconscious that are trying to help you, but that are trying to distract you at the same time by not letting you have control, but at the same time bringing up things that it thinks is important. And we learned how those things aren't necessarily as important when we talked about the default mode network and 47% of your time being wasted and in a space that's 20% less happy than you could be if you were in a focused activity, including meditation. So we discussed that science. We talked about doing an experiment to understand our multiple levels of consciousness, where we'd take an elephant, paint it pink with purple polka dots, and we explained the process of what really happened there is that you passed an intention down into another level of consciousness. I told you, hey, let's imagine an elephant. And you said, yes, I agree to imagine an elephant. I want to imagine an elephant. And then another level of consciousness basically grabbed an elephant and said, here, poof, here's an elephant. And then I asked you another thing. I said, paint that thing pink with purple polka dots. So your subconsciousness, and then handed out and delegated authority, said, hey, send me what pink looks like. Hey, send me what purple looks like and what do polka dots look like. And those things were sent from lower levels of consciousness and memory up to your higher level of subconscious, who then painted the picture, and poof, the picture of the pink elephant with purple polka dots appeared in your mind. And so we understood how the multiple levels of consciousness are there to serve you. And if you take control of them and do exercises that help them become under control, and to help them clean out their own inboxes and their own trash cans, that they can more efficiently help you with the things that you want to do. So we discussed journaling after that as one of the exercises that can help us clean out the trash cans of our subconscious minds, where journaling is listening to your multiple levels of consciousness, which then makes them feel heard. And we discussed the John Gottman Love Lab studies of the science proving that feeling heard is one of the most important feelings on the planet, and can determine whether or not a marriage or relationship makes it to 95% accuracy based on whether or not one of the people in the relationship feels heard, based on their observations of the behavior of the other person, and how, of course, that behavior is representative of what's going on under the covers. And what's going on under the covers is helped when we do the journaling to say, hey, give me a prompt, let's write about this. And you say, okay, I'm going to write this prompt, and go. And then from there, you're allowing whatever's coming up from below to come out onto the piece of paper, and you're taking action associated with hearing your subconscious give you the ideas of the next sentence you're going to write, and you're taking action. You're hearing it, and you're taking action to write it down on a piece of paper, and that is, of course, allowing your subconscious levels to be heard and to feel that you're taking action. And that is one of the most amazing basic functions of all of your nervous system, period. It's all about sending messages and getting confirmation back that those messages were received and acted upon. And so when you do that, and we do things like journaling and other exercises we're going to learn moving forward, that does nothing but increase the well-being of your mind, clean out the cobwebs of your mind, clean the trash of your mind, clean the inboxes of your mind, and allow that stored stuff to be cleared out. It's like defragging your hard drive up here, and your brain is going to be working much, much more efficiently. You're going to have increases in creativity and cognitive functioning and IQ and all these cool things that happen. And we talked about the amazing sciences that were connected with journaling. So we're going to be peppering journaling homework out throughout the 45-day homework. It won't always be journaling. It'll be frequent or infrequent, but we'll be doing that and hopefully creating a habit for you moving forward, because that is something that I recommend highly that we do constantly. You don't want to let the trash pile up in your kitchen, right? You want to take it out from time to time. And so you don't have to do journaling every day, but to sprinkle that in is going to be a healthy discipline moving forward, right? So homework for today is going to be 2 10-minute meditation sessions over either later on today or for the next 2 days. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to have a couple of days off before we send the next lesson out to you, day 6. So we're going to pretend this is Friday and you get the weekend off, but I want you to do 2 10-minute meditation sessions, and I want you to take into consideration what's going on in your mind when you're sitting in meditation, and know that it's a natural process, that your mind's going to want to distract you. This is practice. This is the practice portion of the homework, where you do something more and more and you get better at it. I know for some of you, meditation sucks and you think you can't do it. Well, the reason you can't do it is because you haven't done it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to increase our meditation exercises so that you can do it, and so that your brain will change, and that those patterns of thought will change, and that your control level of your mind will change. But you got to do it to be able to get it to happen. So I don't want you to go into lesson 6 until you have 2 meditation sessions of at least 10 minutes long. And other than that, have a great quote unquote weekend. I'll see you on day 6.